zooming in on the face, moving the camera a little bit as it kind of swoops around. Hello and welcome back to another NihongoGamer video. Haven't played Granblue Fantasy for a while, but we always love and welcome brand new content to the game, and there are 2 new characters that I haven't tried out yet. So Character Pass 2 began sometime in August, and over the next probably half a year we're going to be getting 6 new characters, and the first 2, Belial and Cagliostro, have come out. I was quite busy at the time when Belial came out, so I haven't actually had a chance to even try Belial yet, but today we're going to be trying the second character that just came out today. Cagliostro, and I'll be trying out Belial. Probably I'll make a separate video for him later. So without any further ado, let's get straight into Granblue Fantasy Versus and try out this new character. Alright, so we've got the game loaded up, and I've got my arcade stick here. We're going to be playing on this today. The first thing I want to do is head over to Tactics mode and actually check out what Cagliostro's moves actually do. And she seems to have a really interesting move where she can like vanish and teleport over to another place. And then after that, we're going to do the combo trials, which will give us a vague idea of how to use this character in combos. Alright, so first we're going to be testing out our alchemy. This is called Collapse. I'm going to press the ability button, and she can make things appear, and then it will move around to behind her. And then I can also use the command forward button, and that will do an attack with the thing that she materialized. So 1, materialize, 2, attack with it. And every time you press it, well, that's interesting. So the more times you press materialize, the bigger the mass gets. So I can attack with that one, and it's got a 5-hit combo attached to it. But if I just do this when it's a single meteorite, it does a single hit. I suspect if I do it twice, that's a 2-hit combo. Brilliant. 3, 4, 5. 5 looks like it's the maximum. And I can also do it in the air. So if I can jump in and, oh, that's brilliant, because you can interrupt your jump arc. You can fake out your opponents and make them think that you're going to jump in, and then pause right here and actually do the alchemy move. When really what you want to do is just fake out your opponent and make them think that you're jumping in, but you're not. Ooh, you can choose different directions. So I can launch this thing that I've created straight down, or I can launch it forwards. Oh, nice. It says you can hold it down. Brilliant. Okay, so you have multiple different ways to alchemize, or what is the word? I'm just going to keep saying materialize. I can press it one at a time, or I can just hold it down until I get to level 5, and then chuck it. That's super brilliant. And look at this run. That's super cute. Look at this. The way she's holding that book in the most precious way. Alright, so you don't actually have to create it once and then throw it. You can actually do it all in one move, and it will just instantly send it out. So you can build it up like this so that you're already ready, or you can hold it in the air like this. Wow, you can sink all the way to the ground. If I do it from the top of my jump arc, I can only get to about level 3 before I hit the ground. 2, 3, maybe if I do a super jump. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can get up to 4. Very interesting mechanic already. And as you've seen with Zoe, I mean, I haven't tried out Belial yet, but with Zoe and Cagliostro, you can see they're significantly more complex characters. Actually, Narmaya was quite complex as well. The DLC characters are where they're adding on the slightly more complex characters that are a little more involved. So probably harder for the beginners to use, but more interesting for the sort of higher level players to sink their teeth into. This move is called Mihen, and it's a placement thing. You gotta love this run. It's so joyful. It's very, what's the word? Little Red Riding Hood. Is that the theme here for this alchemist? Little Red Riding Hood? I mean, she has got a red outfit on to start with. So on the light version, we can place this nice and close, or we can press the medium version. Places that kind of further away. And the heavy version places both a close one and a far away one. We can also do it in the air. Placement, oh, and you can use them at the same time. So I've got the floor placements and the mid-air placements. This one just sends it at a slightly different position. This one's a little bit closer. The medium one's a little bit further away. And the H version places 2 sort of far away and a little bit closer. Definitely a more complex character than most of the rest of the cast. I'd say that Zoe is actually quite a complex character to use as well, though. Alright, so this next move is about using Alexandria, so let's see how this goes. 214 button. Oh, I suspect that Alexandria is the sort of snake dragon that spins around what's the name of this character again? Cagliostro. The snake character that spins around Cagliostro here. The medium version goes even further, so from here, mid-screen, travels a short distance. Medium version travels further, and then the H version, I suspect it just has different properties, you know, because being an EX move, but it doesn't actually get you a whole lot more distance. It seems to travel about the same distance as the M version, but of course, with the H version, they bounce off the wall, so you could continue more combos after that. Spare body. Okay, so this is the most interesting thing about this character. So I don't know a whole lot about the lore with Cagliostro, but as I understand it, Cagliostro was a person who was sick and dying, and in order to not die, they used alchemy to create a separate body. So what you're actually seeing, this character you actually see here, is not the alchemist's original body. This is actually their attempt to not die, and they've created, basically, I guess you could call it like an android body. I think it's like quite a common anime theme, but it's quite cool, isn't it? It's like, don't want to die, I'm going to create an android body, I'm going to transmit my consciousness into this. It's not an android, it's alchemy, I guess. There's got to be a special term for creating like an android through alchemy. But it looks like the move is called spare body, so we can actually try that. We're going to alchemize, we're going to turn the body into... Wow, that's interesting. So you turn yourself into a statue, but then that statue disappears and then you reappear somewhere else. So I'm not really sure if maybe you're literally destroying yourself and recreating a new body for yourself to live in, or is it a teleport? I don't know lore-wise exactly how this magic functions, but from what I'm seeing here, the light version takes you backwards, so it's a good way to, assume this is to get out of situations, and press the M version to appear behind your enemy, and it's a set distance. So if I'm far away from my enemy, I'll teleport to right next to them, like so. If I'm from really far away, okay, so it's just a set distance. It does teleport you quite far away, but obviously if you're this close, it will lock on to teleporting you behind your opponent. The H version, I wonder what the special properties are of this. Now we can also do it in the air, so I can be jumping up in the sky, teleport, and again, does the same thing, teleports you a little bit further behind, away from your enemy, from where you were. The M version, again, teleports you forward a set distance, and if you're at a certain position, it will choose to send you behind the enemy. And then there's the H version. Oh wait, that was on the ground. The H version in the air. Interesting, so this H version, does it always teleport you behind the enemy? It looks like it teleports you right next to the enemy, which is nice. If I'm completely full screen, it doesn't get you all the way to the enemy. It looks like if you use the M version to go on the opposite side of the enemy, there's like a set distance that it teleports you. But if you use the H version up close, it always teleports you right next to the enemy. So that's surely going to be a good reason that you might want to follow up and do more attacks after you've teleported. If you use the M version, there's the possibility that you'll end up teleporting a little bit too far away. And actually, recently I've been playing Lancelot in this game, so I'm quite excited about a character that's got teleports. Right, this move is called Speculation. It's a dragon punch motion. I mean, all of these have simple shortcuts if you choose to use the simple shortcuts, but obviously there are benefits to using the full motion. So it's a standard sort of dragon punch move, but unlike a normal dragon punch, you don't go flying up into the air. It's just an attack and you stay on the ground. The main character themselves stays on the ground. So there's the light move. The M version knocks them towards you. So if I'm close up like this, it's a dragon punch that actually brings them closer to you. Oh, the light version isn't always right in front of you. So like right here, it's actually 2 or 3 steps away from you, but if you do it right up against your enemy, that distance changes so that it does hit the enemy. And the H version, let's have a look at it. From far away I can hit them like so, but also if I'm right up close to them, it does auto-correct its position so it does hit my enemy for me. Brilliant. And here we go, it's time for the super combo. It's kind of nice when they do the trailers for these characters. They don't show you all of the super skybound art. So it's like something to look forward to a few days later when the character actually does come out. So this is going to be just the standard skybound art. Let's try this one first. So down forward H. And you get to see a little bit of Cagliostro's personality. It's like super fun and cutesy, but actually a bit of a psychopath. But it looks like you can probably hit this from a little further away as well. Do this super. My favorite thing about this move is the way that it animates a lot like... It just reminds me of what they're planning for Guilty Gear Strive, because this company, obviously it's produced by Games. The company actually did the programming and the development of the game as Arc System Works, and they're in charge of Guilty Gear Strive, coming out next year. And there's a bit where Kai is doing this super smooth super combo, and you see all of the animation really smoothly. Watching this super with Cagliostro, I feel like they used very similar camera work for it. Zooming in on the face, moving the camera a little bit as it kind of swoops around. Looks really good. Is the next one going to be the super sky? Yes! Alright, here we go. Super skybound art. You're Cagliostro, I'm Cagliostro. Brilliant! Okay, so not much longer than I was I was expecting it to be longer. A lot of these super skybound arts can be animated really, really long, like kind of by the time you've watched half a tournament, you're kind of like, okay, these super combos are way too long. But this one was short and it was sweet and actually didn't add a whole lot extra to what we saw in the trailer, because we saw the bit where they were already the statue, but it looks like in the game when you actually do the super, there isn't actually a whole lot extra to it. So you see a bit of the psycho face. I mean, the animation's not super complicated, but it's got a lot of character, it's got a bit of that psycho element, and then right when you've turned into a statue, it's kind of like, I'm cute. And that is all of the abilities. Alright, that's all for the standard abilities. Now let's see what they actually look like in combos. Obviously, these are the standard combos that are included with the game. There are going to be much better combos that people can invent themselves, of course, but this will hopefully give us a general idea of how this character feels to play. I really want to see what ways we can incorporate the teleporting, what ways we can incorporate those magic circles that you set on the ground. Let's find out how she plays in combo. So actually, I haven't even tried out all of her moves, but her standard moves are light, medium, heavy. So a light attack up close is actually a punch. It's not really a punch though. It's a punch, but she's materializing a little rock. It's the rock that's doing the attack. Medium button is an actual physical attack. She's materializing a spike. I can't remember what that weapon is called in medieval times. It's like it's not a mace, or it's one of those moves. It's one of these main weapons that the knights used to use as like armor piercing attacks. Her close heavy button, instead of this large spike, it's this rising razor thing. Wow, okay. Anyway, let's try this. So we're gonna hit them from far away into a 2-1-4 light button. Okay. So normal cancelled into the, I'm going to call this a Tatsumaki target combo. So at a close distance, this will be using our spinning razor. And I think you can cancel it early. So I can do all 4 hits of the spinning razor, and then do 5 and 6 after that. Or I can do 1, 2, 3 and just do a 4-hit combo. Or a 3-hit combo even. Yeah, so you can cancel out of any of the razor hits. It looks like it doesn't really matter which one you do. And then they want me to do a super afterwards. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Super. Alright. So basically a chain target combo into a super. Pretty standard stuff. Alright, here we go. The teleport stuff. So in the air, I can spare body, which is our teleport. And then I can hit on the way down. Alright. Teleport, H, 1, 2, 3, DP. Alright. Fairly standard stuff. But that just shows you that after you've done the teleport, you can do an attack after that, or you can jump, teleport, and then do an attack when you're falling down. Alright. It's crouching light button. So, close, far into Alexandria. Like so. How many combos are in this in this trial. Usually it's only 5. I feel like a large number of characters only had like 5 combos. Oh, I must have made that up. I'm pretty sure in previous videos there were only 5 combos to do, but now there's 7. Brilliant. Okay, so what was this? This is the placement move. So place the magic circle. Having trouble getting this heavy button to hit afterwards. Oh, I see. All right, so I had it wrong. You're not supposed to do it so that it hits automatically on its own. You're supposed to set it up so that the DP knocks them into it, they get hit by it, then you can hit them again. All right, I get it. Really? Okay, I did the wrong one, but now I get it. So I was trying to do the opposite of what it was saying. Set it up, do the DP, knock them into it, and then you hit them with the close normal. So let's get that right, shall we? Oops, wrong. It looked cool, but it was wrong. Interesting. Oh, I thought I had to do it like really, really fast, but I can place it, do the dragon punch, let them hit like that, and then I can walk up and make sure that the normal heavy button hits nice and close. All right, that was sick. That was good fun. It's definitely feeling a lot more like a traditional Arc Sys fighting game. I say traditional Arc Sys. It's definitely feeling more like a lot of other anime fighting games now with characters like this. Mehen, this placement here. This actually gives me 2 different placements. So I'm gonna hit them with the first one, DP them into the second one, and then do a super. Whew, that's kind of exciting. Oh, and then I should have done a super instead of a dragon punch there. Alright, super, did it cancel in? Yes! That is a lot of fun, bouncing your enemies back and forth and really making them feel like you're juggling them like balls. I like it. And now I think this is the final of the 7 combo trials. It's going to finish with our super skybound art. It's going to show us how to take advantage of the wall bounce. Teleport is going to bring us... What? Oh, so teleport's got special properties. The normal medium teleport teleports you, but the H version actually hits the enemy and bumps them into the air, which means after that you can reappear after the teleport and do a combo afterwards. Brilliant! What we're really doing here is we're getting a wall bounce and then we're getting a juggle in the air, which is why we can do all of these moves. Alright. Not bad. It's a great super. What is this? What is this pose? I've never seen this before. It's like sort of Metallica, but sort of cute. It's the devil horns, but also peace at the same time. It's the peace horns. So there you have it. That is all of the 7 combos for Cagliostro. I believe that is the final combo for her. Whew, I think that character is a lot of good fun. Whew, all right, well, there you have it. That was Cagliostro for Granblue Fantasy Versus. I think the character is very interesting. Good fun to play. Honestly, one of the other reasons why I didn't really try out Belial is that when I saw Belial's character design, I thought, okay, he looks really, really cool. But I thought that his main thing was going to be that he walks around and fights without ever moving his arms. I was like, he's just so cool that he can just walk around like this and then just moves just appear out of nowhere. But he actually does a lot of physical moves, and I thought that kind of took away from the fact that he's such a casual, cool-looking dude. It's like that moment from Back to the Future. It's like, you have to use your hands? That sucks. But in all fairness, I haven't actually tried Belial out yet, so I'm going to definitely try Belial out in the future. Anyway, for today, Cagliostro has just come out, and as you can see, this is, even if you're not interested in the character themselves, this is an excellent addition to Granblue Fantasy Versus, because I felt like the game, I don't want to say it was getting stale, but I wasn't as super excited about it after a little bit of time. Like, when the game came out in February, I thought, man, I absolutely love everything about this game. It's a really good balance of, it's not overly complex, but you can have pretty high-level gameplay in it, and the character designs are great, the visuals are beautiful, and it's good fun to press buttons in this game. But then after a little while, it was kind of like, okay, well, Season 1 characters have ended, and not a lot of new stuff is happening, and I feel like I'm just watching the same matches over and over and over again. What I really personally wanted was to see a few more mechanics changes in this game. I felt like the game has become kind of set in its ways and we kind of know what to expect, but it would be really interesting if in Season 2 of the game that characters had got like a push block, or I don't know, a V-trigger or V-skill, or some kind of interesting aspect to just kind of spruce up the game and give it a little more depth. And I think that's what's really nice about games that have a lot of gauges and a lot of defensive options, is that it adds extra options so that it's not always, okay, I'm going to give you these 2 choices, you got to guess which one it's going to be. In the future, then there's now 3 options, so you got to guess which one of the 3 options it could be, and then in certain situations you want to choose this option or that option. It's important for a game, especially a fighting game, which can't really change that drastically visually over time. It's really important that the game stays interesting to play, mechanically and systems-wise. So this update isn't really a change to the systems in Granblue Fantasy Versus, but what you also can do is when you release new characters for a game, you really change the balance of the, I don't know if you want to call it the meta of the game. It's like when you go to a tournament, if you went to a tournament a few months ago, you wouldn't be scared of this character, or you might be very scared of that character, but there have been balance changes to the game that was like a few weeks ago. And now there are 2 brand new characters that you also have to deal with. So it's like, now you could have this setup character who might be a great counter pick against other characters who are making it difficult for you to get in. Like first, especially so in this game, it's like some characters just zone you and it's absolutely impossible to get in, and there certainly aren't that many mechanics to make it easier to get in, because like Street Fighter, if you want to get in, you basically have to run in, dash, you have to like dash run in, or you need to jump in. But in a lot of other anime fighting games, you can air dash in, and this character has teleports, and so that's nice to have these extra options. And so even though there are not general system changes to the mechanics, which is what I personally would like to see happen soon in this game, at least they are adding characters that make the whole environment of the game a more interesting place to be, because now you've got to deal with this other character who can also set things up so you don't want to stand there, because if you stand there, you can get hit by this magic circle which is placed on the ground, or the fact that this character can teleport to behind you, a little bit like I like to do with Lancelot. Lancelot's got a few moves where you can kind of teleport, or you can jump off the wall and appear in other places and kind of confuse people a bit. Anyway, what did you think of Cagliostro? Do you think this is a character that looks interesting to you? 1, if you already own the game, do you think you're going to pick up Season Pass 2 just to get this character? Do you think you're going to buy the character separately because you just want this character? Or 3, if you don't own this game at all, did you look at this and go, hey, this Granblue Fantasy Versus thing looks kind of more interesting now. This character actually looks kind of like they've got a lot of depth. Maybe I'll actually buy the game now because this character looks interesting. Let me know in the comments section below. Of course, don't forget, I also stream on Twitch, so there are links below to the Twitch channel if you want to watch live streams. We'll definitely be playing more Granblue Fantasy Versus in the future, and if you're not already on the Discord, come and hang out in the Discord where we can talk about fighting games, 3D fighting games, platform and anime fighting games, all sorts of things. So that's all for now, and I'll see you in the next NihongoGamer video.